heard the door.
I wasn't sure you'd be here.
I can go.
No.
What happened? To your overnight?
What do you think?
I think that Seneca decided
No,
to...
I decided that we need to talk this out.
We need to. Does that include Seneca? I thought he might be in with Edmund.
I don't think that's very funny.
Good. Because I've been funny enough for one night.
All right. Let's deal with that. I apologize again for laughing at you. But I think that you should try and understand that I had been awakened out of a dead sleep to some furious voices. At first, I didn't even realize where I was, here at the beach house. And I went stumbling in the dark to turn on lights, and when I finally got downstairs and discovered it was you and Seneca. And he started to tell me what happened.
Right, you just naturally burst into hysterics, and he joined you. And I got to stand there looking like a fool because I had driven 80 miles to see you, and instead found him in our bed.
You make it sound as if I set you up.
I wonder if you did on some level.
All right, let's discuss hidden motives. I have a couple of questions for you in that area.
First, I have a question for you. Why was Seneca there?
No, first, you tell me if you understand that Edmund and I were sleeping upstairs.
Come on, Jill, are you stalling?
Don't say that to me. I'm the one that tried to explain to you. I'm the one that stood on the porch in my nightgown trying to tell you the simple truth, but you turned on your heels and drove off.
Then tell me now, why, of all people, was Seneca there?
Because he was free and he asked if he could come along. And it's nice having another adult helping with the baby.
Well, how did you think I'd feel about that particular adult joining you?
I didn't think that it would become an issue.
Are you serious?
He knew the only reason I was there was because of you. He was just about to leave when you phoned and said that you couldn't come. And by that time, I had 2 steaks thawing, and I thought, well, I don't want to talk to myself. I don't want to be alone, so I invited him to stay. And afterwards, I thought, why should he drive back to the city at this hour? I wasn't doing anything to try to punish you. He was just there.
He's always there.
And you're never there.
So remember.
Forgive me. I was so cruel for so many years.
Mary, she understands. Just say a little prayer to her.
I can't. I hurt her too much. I laughed at her. I judged her.
It's okay. She loves you anyway.
I'm not superior. Compared to Dee, I'm a fool. I'm just so sorry.
I never told you what you meant to me. My sweet baby sister. Without you, I would have gone crazy after Ma died. We were all alone, orphans. And I held on to one thought. Delia's with me. Without you, I would have been nothing but a street kid or some bum with a prison record. But I had you to take care of. And that made me work, study, hope. Maeve, it's my fault that Delia wanted you to take care of her. I forced her to expect that. I used her, Maeve, and she spent her whole life taking the blame.
No, we all did things to make her lean on us. We all share in the blame. The only innocent one is Dee. I see that now. Darling girl. Saddest, sweetest child. Oh, you gave love 10 times more than you ever got. God forgive me for all the times that I failed you. All you wanted was a mother. You've got that now. You're my own. The dearest one of all. Oh. Dear girl, my own mother gave me these. I want you to have them now. They're yours.
I'm glad you did that.
Mary always wanted that rosary.
It's right for Dee to have it.
Oh.
I can't believe she's gone.
Oh, John, she's with the Lord now. Her pain is finally over.
I made some of that pain. I was hard on her. I let Patrick leave her when I should have stopped him.
Oh, breaks my heart to think that we turned her out. We took little John from her. How are we ever going to live with that?
I think Dee will ask for the grace that we need.
You're so beautiful. I loved you. I always will.
Dee, you have to hear me.
She does. Her soul's free now. Can't you feel her all around us?
I want her back. There's nobody else. Faith was nothing to me. You're my wife, the only wife I'll ever have.
It's the same for me.
You don't know how much I loved her.
I think I do because I loved her that much and more.
No, Frank.
It's true. The more I'm with Jill, the more I realize how right it was with Delia.
Dee and I were born for each other.
Pat, she's the mother of my son.
Patrick, darling.
I can't let her go.
You will in time.
No. She loved me.
Love is what the child was all about. At last, we understand.
Was it another dream? Did you dream about Maeve again?
I'm going to die.
Go on.
You are very seldom available to Edmund and me. It's not the first time I've said that.
But never there is what you just said.
I've qualified it.
Yeah, but in your own mind, it still is never. And you know what that makes me think? That you're back to constructing obstacles.
You know what that makes me think? That you were wrong. An old theory that is wrong and not worth discussion, particularly at this hour.
While I was driving in tonight, I kept hearing your voice saying over and over, the problem isn't Seneca, it's us. And then it hit me. Marriage. Permanent commitment. Us. Maybe you're finding ways to make sure that us never happens.
Oh, when in doubt, decide that Jillian is neurotic?
Given the past year or so, I think I have good grounds for suggesting that you may fear marriage more than you want it.
I am not afraid of marriage. I am afraid of isolation within a marriage.
You didn't have that fear a month ago. But little by little, the stumbling blocks begin to grow, largely because you need it.
Me? It's your campaign and your career and your needs that keep us apart.
But you knew that's the way it was going to be. That was part of the bargain when you first agreed to marry me. Do you realize what a complete about-face you've done since then?
Do you realize what I've put up with since then? I have consistently been shut out of your world, and I only see it getting worse after November.
But that of course is going to be...
No, a reporter comes within a mile of you, and I am banished. A photographer gets the red carpet, and I am booted. A TV crew comes before Edmund and me. That's a pretty clear indication of your priorities. And what's going to happen when you're senator? With less time and more work, and a constituency of millions? Suddenly, is your family going to get a bigger piece of you? I am not whining. This is not Delia complaining because she isn't getting any attention. This is a clear, rational statement of why I'm afraid of a life with you.
Then you don't love me. Then you don't trust me. You don't really believe that I love you.
Oh, you love me, but you're too busy. You love me, but we haven't spent an evening together. Damn it! I am not gonna find myself behaving like Delia because you don't come home every evening. I do not have to create obstacles that already exist. I am trying to clear the way, Frank.
Is that what you're doing with Seneca? Getting him out of the way?
Now it's my turn to say that you do not trust me, and you do not believe that I love you.
You don't seem to love me enough to drop him. You know how I feel about him. He's made it clear that he wants nothing more than to break us up. So naturally, I go crazy when I see him with you. But when you tell me you've invited him, okay, you tell me how I can take that as anything but an effort on your part to undermine our relationship.
You're questioning a friendship that does not include you.
Not a friendship, no. Seneca.
Okay, let's get this clear once and for all. Seneca is a dear, devoted friend. And whether you like it or not, he has shared some of the most important moments of my life. And after my sister and you, I am closer to him than anyone else.
You can say that. After he tried to replace me as Edmund's father? After nearly a year of lies?
That will never be resolved. It never will be. But the positive things about him outweigh the negative ones. He understands me, and I value that, and he cares about my son.
He's in love with you, Jill.
But that is all under control.
Hell, it is. Not when you're spending every spare minute you can with him.
The only reason I see him is because you can't fit me into your schedule. I mean, isn't it enough that we barely talk beyond phone calls and fights, and when you're trying to break dates? Am I supposed to go without friendships, too?
No, but find yourself a friend who doesn't play daddy to my kid. Find yourself a friend who won't play husband to you. I mean, lullabies and chess and afternoons at the beach, I have had it.
You just can't stand somebody taking an interest in us because it shows you up.
Shows me up for what? A politician with no support at home?
No. A politician who is more interested in the state than his home.
I share as much as you...
No, you share first with Ray and then the voters of New York State, and there is nothing left over.
Don't bring Ray. Don't try to bring Ray into this.
Why? Because she's just a friend?
No. Because I was never her lover. I never lived with her, Jill.
Not yet. What are we doing?
Telling the truth?
Waiting in line.
No, I don't want to lie there. I'm scared.
No, look, the dream's over. Everything's okay.
I was in a casket. Please don't go away.
No, I won't. No, you dreamed that you were dead?
I didn't dream that. Look, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get dressed, and I'll make some breakfast. And I can read a newspaper.
Honey, it's only 4 a.m. now. In 2.5 hours, I have to get up. So why don't you just relax? And if you go to sleep, fine. If you don't, we can have breakfast together.
I've been trying to rest. I can. And I'm afraid if I go back to sleep, I'm gonna start dreaming about Maeve again. I didn't do that this time. I started thinking about when I was little. One time that I scared Mary. All of a sudden, I imagined that I was dead and that I was lying in a coffin.
I'm sorry, honey. I know those are scary thoughts, but nothing's going to happen.
Are you telling me that I should wait and talk to Dr. Pagano?
You weren't going to call him right now, were you?
That means that you don't even feel like listening to me, do you?
Delia, naturally enough, I feel like sleeping.
Okay. Yeah, Maeve would feel like listening to me.
Doubtless.
And Patty would, and Frank would, and Johnny.
Not Mary. Look, Delia, I am sleepy and I'm slowly losing my patience. Now, I'm not your psychiatrist. I am not going to wring myself dry because I care about you. Now, if the Ryans would have stayed up with you all night with your nightmares and your fantasies, that's just proof that they encouraged you to act like a baby. So I'm going to do you a favor and let you get through the next 2.5 hours your own way.
That's what they did. They encouraged me. They came by my casket and they encouraged me.
The Ryans?
All of them. I was dead, and they all started feeling guilty. They said that they would be guilty about me for the rest of their lives. They said I made them depend on them, and they were sorry, but it was too late.
Delia, did you have them struck with lightning?
Would you please stop laughing at me?
Okay.
This is the saddest thing that I've ever imagined before, so please stop it.
Look, Delia, I'm sorry. Okay? It's just I was smiling because it all seems like a good sign.
Wait a minute. How could it be good if I think that I'm dying?
No, a good sign that you think about yourself separated from the Ryans. No, I'm sure that you're going to say goodbye to them in all kinds of ways. I'm sure of it.
Trust is like secondhand.
I haven't felt like this in a long time.
Like what?
Like it's hopeless trying to get through to you.
Likewise.
I explained what I could.
You rationalized it. We're too angry.
Well, if we can't talk, what do we do?
What do you want to do?
Understand, fix it.
So do I, Jill. Don't you see that you could be using Seneca?
No. And you think that I am totally unreasonable for wanting you more involved with Edmund and me.
No, but it's totally impractical and unrealistic until November.
Till November.
At which time I will not suddenly be home every night. That's true.
Thank you.
The traditional domestic scene, I had no idea you ever wanted that.
Some of it.
More than some.
Frank, we have always talked in terms of a home for us and little John and Edmund.
Yes, true, but we've always talked careers.
We haven't even begun to discuss my career. But first I want some guarantee that our family life is not going to be mowed under.
I get that message.
But you have no response?
No guarantees. Hope, yes. An effort, yes. But you want things to change now. You want me to set aside 2 nights a week for you, every other Saturday. A solid arrangement with no time for switches or delays or last-minute cancellations. Jill, I cannot promise you that. The campaign is in the way.
Well, right now, I feel like Edmund and I are in the way.
No, that's not what I said.
Frank, we have planned a future together. I'm willing to do everything I can to make sure that pans out. I will wear the various hats. Mother and wife and lover and friend. But I need the other half. Husband and father, etc. I can't do it alone. I feel alone enough already.
If it's any consolation, so do I.
Then where do we go? I know, I understand that you're hurt too. But I am beginning to feel that this is not going to work. That it just can't be. And while we're still friends, maybe we should end it. Before that goes too.
Is that what you want?
Is this my decision too? Do I have to manage that also?
God, what are you talking about? I mean, do you have to push it past the point of no return? We are in big trouble, yes, but I'm not about to let go now. I'm not about to give up, and I'm especially not about to send you off to Seneca.
Will you please leave him out of this?
After the beach house, you tell me how.
If you had one iota of feeling, you... I cannot do this. I cannot do this. It's just too late, and I am tired.
Where are you going?
I'm going to bed. I just feel like we can't resolve our future tonight.
Where do I go, Jill?
That's up to you.
Tonight, beautiful people have problems too. She wants high society, but he wants to stay home. Sounds like a job for the guy who wrote the book on relationships. An all-new Greg Barron's Wake Up Call, part of Sugar Free Valentine's, tonight at 10 on SoapNet.